Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations. In today's video, we're going to be diving back into Cookie Run Kingdom and specifically taking a look at 5 mistakes that you should absolutely not be making. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, so obviously starting us off here with the first mistake that I see a ton of players making, and that is going to be getting into the game and just mindlessly upgrading random buildings. And I'm going to tell you guys, I know a lot of people don't understand exactly what I'm saying, but essentially, let's dive in here and show you what I'm talking about. If we click here on the Jamboree, for instance, just to kind of break this down for you guys, you can obviously level up individual buildings, right? And what a lot of people don't know is that they just think, oh, I see an upgrade button, I've got all these resources, let me just go ahead and click the upgrade button and just, call it a day. Obviously, for instance, this upgrade will give us the ability to make pomegranate jam. Not bad at all, right? Like, who cares? Well, the reason why this is a massive mistake, and that's going to be because if I unlock pomegranate jam, according to the last update now, they're starting to slowly fix this problem. But basically, if I craft 10 of these pomegranate jams after I officially unlock it and upgrade this building, for instance, then everything's going to start asking me for that item. Things like the Tree of Wishes, for instance, on the individual wishes, things like the overall jelly train. These items are going to start asking me basically for this brand new item, or in this case, pomegranate jam. And the reason why this is a massive problem is going to be because then inevitably everything's going to be on hold. Things like my jelly trains aren't going to be able to be sent off because it's going to be asking me for this new resource that I was not prepared to build. Same thing goes for my Tree of Wishes. My gold production, everything's going to go way down, or at least come to a halt, because I do not have enough items to craft those. Or not only that, maybe those items take a mega ton of time to craft them, and it's not going to be something that you're going to want to just dive head first in. I think it's something that you need to strategically plan, and then that's going to be, especially when it comes to picking out the individual buildings and the resources and all of that jazz, you just want to make sure that you are ready and prepared to craft whatever that item it is, because if you're not, then everything's going to come to a halt because it's going to ask you for those items. Now, officially diving into mistake number 2 that I see a ton of players doing and neglecting, man, and that's going to purely come down to negligence, man. I don't know what it is. But I see a ton of players diving into this game, and they're just purely not running their daily missions every single day. They're wasting all of their stamina. They're not spending their tickets, all of that stuff. And it's going to be a massive waste of resources, time, and everything. Because if you're jumping into the game and you're not getting in here and doing all of your daily missions, that means you're not completing your seasonal missions. And then third and final, that means you are not completing your inevitable season rewards overall. Whether you have the Kingdom Pass or you don't, it doesn't make a difference. You have to complete your daily missions in order to get the individual requirements that you need to then even unlock the free resources across the top. All right, so again, definitely make sure you're getting in here and grinding those out. And what I was talking about when it comes to utilizing resources is going to be something as me right here being a bad example of. I just loaded into the game for the very first time today because I've been busy with family stuff. But essentially what's going to happen here is I'm not going to stop playing Cookie Run Kingdom tonight until I have burned all of that 211 stamina, because if you don't know, my cap currently right now is going to be 96, and anything over 96, that means the game is not generating more stamina for me, which is inevitably what you want the game to do 24/7. You want to make sure that when you are not playing the game is working for you and generating that stamina. Same thing also goes for like things in the arena. All right, you guys already know, if you've been following my account since the very beginning, I have literally never played the arena for I don't even know how many seasons, 5 seasons, 6 seasons, whatever it was. I never played the arena. I was sleeping on the overall season rewards. Once I found out about it, I completely was like face palming, bashing my head up against the wall, because I've been literally hoarding up these tickets for absolutely nothing. And this is terrible practice, because not only do I have 447 tickets, I don't have the time of day to sit in the game and play 447 matches to utilize all of these tickets, and therefore this is going to be a very bad example. But definitely get in here, utilize your arena tickets, burn your stamina every single day, because when you're offline, you want the game working for you and constantly regenerating that resource, whether it's the tickets or the stamina, for instance, or the chaos keys that you need for Chaos Tower. I mean, the list goes on. Anything that is limited that has a regeneration feature on it, you should be burning those items, using them every single day, allowing the game, when you're not playing it, to regenerate those for you because that's the best way and the most efficient way to grind them out. Now, officially diving in here to number 3 mistake that I see a ton of players make, and that is going to be purely neglecting leveling up their cookie castle or even neglecting their entire kingdom stuff in general. I know a lot of people have dove into the game. They're very, very nervous about pushing a castle level too high and all that fancy jazz, because myself included, I've even made this in a tips and tricks video early on, talking about how you shouldn't just rush your cookie castle. And now I completely agree with that tip. Still to this day, you should be rushing your cookie castle. But I will say one thing. You definitely don't want to be sleeping on your castle for too long either, because it can, both sides of it, hurt you. If you rush your cookie castle, then obviously you're going to unlock new buildings, unlock new items, and then inevitably it's going to start asking you for all of those items, and it's going to take a lot of time and resources, halting all of your production. But the flip side of that is, if you are just sitting on castle level 6, for instance, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're not doing anything else to make sure that you are progressing, well, then you're inevitably hurting yourself because you cannot buy any additional buildings. You're not going to get any additional cookie houses like you were supposed to be getting by doing castle upgrades. That means you're going to be missing out on additional experience. You're not going to be getting some additional resources that you could be then utilizing in Tree of Wishes and trains and things like that initially to get more abundance of gold and things from those wishes, for instance, or those trains. You're going to be missing out on a ton of stuff. So I definitely still stand behind, stopping your cookie castle level upgrade at level 6, level 8, and I believe level 9 is going to be the 3 main ones that I think everybody should definitely stop at. Buy all of your buildings that are available to you to buy that you've unlocked at that cookie castle. Upgrade your individual production buildings, things like your logs, your milk, those sort of buildings that don't produce any new items. They just give you an additional abundance or additional time duration items to make. And then, like I said, and then obviously leveling up your cookie houses are going to definitely benefit you when it comes to producing experience. But outside of that, guys, you still should be progressing your overall castle. Once you get done with doing all of those things, then your next step, your main goal should be moving your castle up to the next level, not just sitting on it, because it's going to inevitably halt your progress and just really slow down the overall end game for you. Now, officially diving in here to mistake number 4 we've got, and that's going to bring us to the gotcha system, all right? I'm just going to call it like it is. We already know that free-to-play players in this game do not get the same amount of crystals as pretty much paid players or whale players, right? We already know that. And with that being said, one thing you gotta start thinking about when you are a free-to-play player exclusively, and that's gonna be how exactly are you gonna be spending your crystals, and what strategic ways can you be spending those crystals? And one of those biggest ones to me are gonna be the gotcha system. I know new cookies are fun, they're exciting, everybody wants to collect them, you want to have them, you want to show them off, and although I definitely like doing that, but you have to remember a couple of things. As a free-to-play player, you're limited on resources. You're not looking to spend any money to buy additional resources, and third and final, you have to be efficient with your teams and your cookies and your strategies, and that's going to inevitably mean you're going to probably miss out on some brand new cookies or featured cookies for quite some time. One thing to keep in mind is here, or at least the tip or the mistake that I see a lot of players do, is they don't really look at the cookie. They don't really care about the cookie's skills, the skill set, anything like that. If you guys don't know, you can actually dive in here before even pulling on a brand new featured banner. You can actually dive into the cookie section once a brand new cookie is dropped in the game. If you don't own them or have them, they will still show down here in gray, and you can even click on them and view their overall skill and everything else. And the reason why that's going to be very important, because as a free-to-play player, you really need to strategize what cookies you are pulling for to really maximize your crystal efficiency. If a new cookie that comes out is a charge cookie, for instance, or a defense cookie, and you already have Holly Berry, it might not be in your best interest to pull on that cookie right away. Instead, what I would advise to do is wait till the content creators, myself, Hyrule, other content creators out there in the Cookie Run Kingdom community, pull on them, because we're going to get every single cookie, because that's what we do for a job. We're going to get those cookies, we're going to test those cookies, and if we say that they are fantastic and they outbeat whatever cookie you currently have and 100% pull on them, then that's going to be where I think it's going to be crucial for you to get into the game and then use some of those crystals or cookie cutters and pull on that individual cookie. But outside of that, I definitely think you shouldn't be pulling on every single banner, because it's just a massive waste of resources, especially if you decide that you're not going to use that cookie. You could have been saving up that resource for another cookie in the future that potentially comes out that will change the game for you. Now, officially diving in here to the fifth and final mistake that I see a ton of players make in Cookie Run Kingdom, and that is going to bring us to the mileage shop, man. I'm just going to call it like it is, all right? I see this a ton in my live streams, in my community Discord, in the official games Discord. I see it everywhere. People do not know what to do with mileage points, and it's crazy, okay? So first things first, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, buying cookies out of here to max promote them is the worst decision ever. You should not be doing that. The reason being is because it's going to be a waste. In my opinion, I think your better value when it comes to mileage points overall, no matter what, is going to be buying the treasure tickets. Treasure tickets in this game, especially when it comes to treasures like the Old Pilgrim Scroll, the Librarian's Robes, the Slingshot, some of your commons. I mean, basically, when it comes to treasures, they are a game changer. Whether they're applying a defense break like the Slingshot for guild boss battle or boss stages, whether they're going to be doing things like the Old Pilgrim Scroll to buff your overall attack percent, they make a massive, massive difference, and you cannot get these treasures anywhere else in the game besides via the treasure gacha, and you have to have these tickets, and there's just purely not enough of these tickets going around. I definitely think this is going to be the most value for your, mileage points, but one thing I will say, okay, the one exception in my opinion is going to be two different things. First one, if you do not have a healer in the game and you're just starting out, you don't have a healer whatsoever, then I would definitely advise to get into the mileage shop, okay? Spend some mileage points, pick up one of your very first healer. Whether that's going to be Parfait or that's going to be Herb, it does not matter at this point. Get in here, pick up your overall soul stones that you need to continue to do at least one summon on that cookie to then get a healer on your team. Outside of that, guys, I don't think it's going to be worth picking up any of these soul stones for your mileage points. You're going to get them just by doing summons in general. You're going to get them in the dark mode from grinding out specific stages. You're going to be able to buy them from the metal shop if you end up needing those from the overall arena. You're just going to get them from the daily gifts. I mean, you're going to get basically cookies additionally by just playing the game, and the base cookies that the game gives you for free will carry you all the way through 8:30. People have done it time and time again. So don't get in here and waste them. The second reason that I think that you could potentially spend some mileage points on buying an individual cookie soul stone is going to be if you happen to have that cookie very, very, very close to promotion. And I'm talking about close. I mean, like it's got to be within like 2 or 3 soul stones. So for instance, something like, to give you an example, if I had, let me see if I even have one close enough, to be honest with you. I guess the closest one I would have would be somebody like Cream Puff. Exceptionally, you can't buy Cream Puff right from the Soulstone shop, but let's just say you could. If you could, something like this would be a good example. We're almost close to a 5-star promotion on Cream Puff. We've got 97 out of 100, right? So to give you guys an example, that would be a prime cookie, if they were available. They're not, but if they were to get in here, I could then not feel bad at all for spending 300 of mileage points to then 5-star promote that cookie. Again, though, it's only going to be needed or valuable if you are able to pop off a promotion and it's a cookie that you're going to use. If you're not going to use them, then there's no point in utilizing your mileage points. Instead, I would just slowly grind out their soul stones via just doing normal summons, and I would use all of my mileage points as much as possible for those treasure tickets to make sure that you're getting as many treasures as possible. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be 5 mistakes that you should absolutely not be doing here in Cookie Run Kingdom. As always, guys, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on these mistakes. And then not only that, add some value to the overall video, man. Drop some mistakes that you've made or some mistakes that you think other players can benefit from down below in the comment section so anybody reading those can take advantage of them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know exactly when we drop a video. We will be going live here tonight on the channel at 8 p.m. CST. Hope to see you guys all here. We'll be diving into some Cookie Run Kingdom, maybe doing some little bit of kingdom decorating. You never know what I'm really going to get into for Cookie Run Kingdom, but nevertheless, we're going to be diving in at 8 p.m. CST. As always, guys, don't forget to join the Discord. The link's provided down below in the description, and I will see you guys on the next one.